All right. Welcome, everybody, to Chalice and Chains. My name is Sam, and today we're continuing our Vampire the Masquerade V5 campaign, the Vegas story. This session currently doesn't have a name, but it might end up being Who the Fuck Are You, which I love. And I'm not going to screw around. I'm going to kick it right over to Corey. But stay tuned. This is going to be a good one, and hopefully we're going to be able to bring you this every 2 weeks. So, Corey, it's all yours, man.
All right. Thank you. Thank you there, Sam. You're a fine host and fine player. Thank you for having us on Chalice and Chains.
Very
There
welcome.
will be a recap that we kind of did that, I don't know, maybe we'll post in here. If not, the TLDR is that there was a party and we were all there. Jason has been announced as the Baron of Las Vegas. And some people may have got themselves in trouble in different ways. Maybe an elevator. Maybe you drank a lot with a friend and didn't realize what you're getting yourself into. Maybe you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But we're going to continue on from there. But first, we're going to start with a little scene, a little glimpse of the first time that, well, you'll see. We open to a shot in Jason Phoenix's office on the Jason Phoenix's office in Las Vegas. I'll tell you where that is later. It's a pretty spectacular place. That's how it was done. But there's two people in there, himself and his first mate, if you want to call her. Maybe his lieutenant. I don't know. He's Jason Phoenix. You might call her just fucking Riley Ruin because that's what her name is. But we open up there and they've been talking about some things, some personal things. But whilst doing that, they get an email that pops up to the two of them that mentions a person that we do know, and it goes a little bit something like this. Oh, boss, you see that email? It talks about a man that will be visiting a hotel here soon. He's been seen here in Vegas. He seems to be. Maybe we should surveil him one more time. Is what the intel is giving me.
I haven't had a chance to review the file yet. Is he here?
He was here last evening. And has been for 3 in a row.
Okay. Let's keep eyes on him. I want to know where he is at all times.
Absolutely. He's Malkavian.
Yeah, I caught that part out of the file. I'm not thrilled with having one of them just walking around freely.
They are part of the Camarilla, right?
Yeah, but it's better to have an idea of their mental tics before you just leave them to their own devices.
Well, from what I've read, their madness is not always violent. Sometimes they're just goofy bastards.
I never implied he was a violent man. I just implied that I wanted to know what the crazy person was doing wandering around my casino.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, and then she goes back on to talk about something we're not going to talk about here, because that is a personal backstory thing for Jason Phoenix, and but then we move forward to exactly where we left off, and it is in a room where the princess accused of Nevada has taken up kind of court, for a better, well, no, that's a perfect word actually, and All of the people that we expect are there. And it did end with, "Who the fuck are you?" to Sean Pataki.
Yeah, it was Sean that was asking, why am I here?
Yeah. Well, Mr. Pataki, you've noticed that you kind of like to be here. Right? And this is coming from accuser yourself.
Taki's kind of looking around the room. Not sure what like has to do with anything. I'm minding my own, and I'm drug up here.
Well, you've been here for 5 days in a row, Mr. Pataki.
And what's that to you?
It's not really what it's to me. It's more what it's to Jason Phoenix. You're in his hotel, and you've logged all of $2.25 worth of gambling and one free drink in 5 days. Now we know who you are. We know who you are. You know who we are. I'm assuming, maybe. I don't know if you know who you are, but yes, if you're going to be here, we need to know who you are.
I spit in my hand and extend it out. Tacky.
She doesn't shake your hand and kind of looks down at you and looks back at your hand. Hey, Jason, can you accept that gesture or something?
Rude.
You spit in your hand.
Why are you here, Mr. Pataki?
Why are any of us here? I don't have the answer to this. I wonder where I am. I wonder where I go. What's it to you?
You keep coming back here, and it's of great importance to me. So why here?
What can I say? The aroma is so wonderful here.
I'm not sure what to make of you yet, but I'm going to have
hopefully not
eyes on you very closely.
Hopefully you don't make the same for me as you did on the roof.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't have to come to that. I'll look back at Accuse. I'm like, so what's the big master stroke here? You wanted this guy here for some reason. He doesn't even seem to understand why he's here.
Well, whilst we were having a party this evening, Mr. Tacky, or Tacky, or whatever he refers to himself, procured a meal in a fashion that I haven't seen in quite a while. I think that he may have some skills that will be useful. You know, you did keep another around. She looks right over at Hawk.
Yeah, I'm not exactly trying to start a shelter for wayward vampires.
Maybe I am.
Is that what you're calling this now?
You need a task.
So now this one's my project too.
Yes, and there will be another in the morning.
Wonderful.
So yes, this is your little herd of coterie, whatever you'd like to call them. Ms. Ruin too. And Riley kind of looks over her shoulder. She's been sitting over there, Jason. Shimada, I'd like for you to be a part of this. It's not really a,
Yes, of course.
you know, I think that seeing that Jason does have, Mr. Rodriguez over here, maybe you should take Mr. Pataki and he can come directly to you.
If that is what you wish, so be it.
Is that agreeable, Mr. Phoenix?
Sure, pet projects for everyone.
Yeah, and Miss Bruin, you're going to have the one that is being embraced maybe as we're speaking. Give permission tonight. That one is got the humanistic qualities that we're going to need because we're not sure where any of this came from. And I'm assuming you all know why we're being put together. Is that correct? Mr. Phoenix, go for phone.
Sorry, old friend. Yeah, we got to deal with the staking thing. I'm well aware of that. Is there something here that you need from me? Because I have other business to attend to right now rather than dealing with more pet projects. Now I have another person, another liability in my new-founded barony that I have to account for.
2, Mr. Phoenix.
Wonderful. 2.
Well, maybe 3. Do you count him still? She points at
No, I've already accounted for Wingnut over here.
Okay, well, again, Coterie, you and Simon, I think you're gonna have to work together on this one, and so yeah, Mr. Pataki, do you need a place to stay?
He looks around. Mr. Who?
Pataki, right? Is that what you go by, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am.
Haven't really stayed much anywhere.
Well, I think you might have a place that you can stay here. There's one more room on the floor below, Mr. Phoenix. So, yes, that's all I need for this evening. I would say this now falls directly in your hands, Mr. Phoenix. Good luck. Simon, wait for here. If you could linger a moment after they leave.
Very good.
And we break from that to a scene where we see a dark room. It starts just from darkness. And it's got sounds. Some of those kind of sounds. 2 women maybe having a fine evening. However you'd like to flavor that in your brain, you go ahead and do that. It's not for me to make that choice. But it ends with, we can talk about that now there, Chris. I'd like for you to start exactly where you did when you were going to do it in the recap. I loved what you were doing there.
Okay, you might have to remind me what that was.
Well, yeah, I mean, you talked about that there was a woman that was there with you, and now she's gone, and who's there now, and then you just go on to do your recap. I'll help you out if you need it.
So Kiara and Yasmin retired to Kiara's room with a couple floors down from where the party was. And Yasmin embraced Kiara. She had Kiara completely under her control, or her whammy, as some novels like to refer to it. And when
technically she compelled a human to do what she wanted. She was compelled to make you do that.
Yeah, compelled. Thank you. Compulsion. She had me under her compulsion. Couldn't think of it. So, anyway, for some reason, Kiara woke up at about noon to find not Yasmin in her room, but Riley.
And it's pitch black.
Pitch black. Which was very disorienting. And which was an understandably emotional situation as Riley proceeded to explain a drastic change in Kiara's lifestyle. A change Kiara wasn't exactly excited about or happy about, and not entirely believing of either. She certainly wasn't open to the idea, and she was very skeptical about the existence of vampires.
So at one point, Riley needs to sleep. Riley's been up the whole time. Being up past, I don't know, sun up is usually super dangerous for vampires, but I guess not for the Camarilla vampires, because they were able to block out the sun in this room, and so she's been up way too long, and she sleeps for a while, and the curiosity gets the cat after she's been told of what she is. And what did you do there, Kiara?
Oh, nothing much. I just peeled back the tape and covering on the window a bit to test things. And I got burned pretty good. So Kiara now sports a pretty little black spot on her finger. She wasn't foolish about it.
Yeah, it's it's
by any means exposed whole limbs.
But it's on the end of her index finger, little black mark.
But she
took aggro daggers.
Certainly got burned.
Yeah. Oh, it's the worst burn you've ever seen in your life. But yeah,
she certainly got burned.
That and realization for her, and we will open up what's going on with that in just a moment, because there's something I want to wrap up real quick, and then we'll go right back to that. If anybody has anything they need to do this evening, I will send you. Well, actually, no, we need to do that. After everybody exits, Hughes had asked Simon to linger, and she says, "So this Mr. Pataki, I did kind of forget that I put in a lot of Mr. Phoenix's plate. You know what he did, and you know what I feel about him, I'm assuming. I know we haven't talked directly on this, but he so we got a couple of problems. We have the one that did the thing in the parking lot, and now this other man. He seems to be watching a girl here. Last name is Turner. Cocktail waitress.
Turner. Very well.
She has a very unfortunate name. Her name is Elizabeth. Because of the movies, unfortunately.
Yes, I am familiar.
Yeah, maybe some information on her. And why? Why he's been here so often in the last few days. So,
That
is
is
there
not a
anything
problem.
that you would like to know from me?
Is that all you need from us? Or from me in particular? Is information about this girl?
To start, and I'm putting you in here for a reason.
And what reason is that?
Well, you know, it just wasn't right for you to be the sheriff, right? You're not like him. That's the personality you need to run all of Las Vegas.
Yes, well, it seems as though running Las Vegas has started with bloodshed, has it not? Bloodshed on the roof that you now have us cleaning up.
Well, none of us would have any of this if that didn't happen. But I really think that that is the ultimate goal. And I think starting with those in the hotel, we know that's going to come back in not a positive manner, but it's the first place to start. There's a fair amount of kindred here in this hotel. It's one of our feeding grounds, along with the other two. So, who did this? To be very honest, I don't care, because it got us to where we want to be. And as I was alluding to, you weren't selected for the barony. But it doesn't mean that you're any less powerful than Jason Phoenix within my organization. You know that, right?
I do.
So, good luck with getting along with him. He looks a little brash.
I am sure I can handle it.
Have a great evening. I'm going to retire back to my quarters now.
And I would just kind of nod and then give like a bow in that sort of typical Japanese style. And I think it might be one of those, like the very last few sort of cultural things that I held on to from my human past. And I think it's just almost like instinct. It just happens.
Yeah.
But I think that anybody who would see it would kind of notice a sense of discomfort from me afterwards, because I've largely tried to shed that cultural past when I became kindred. So so I assume, and was Tacky sort of just like waiting outside of the door?
No, I got something for that here right now.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so if you don't have anything else you're going to do for the evening, we'll kind of close your little book for tonight.
I mean, I would need to feed, so I would that, but I don't know if we need to
we can
play
do
that
right
out or
now.
not.
Let's do
But
that.
okay.
So, what, you go down to the floor?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Go ahead. What does your feed look like, sir?
Yeah, well, so I would be kind of looking, with my sort of heightened senses or whatever through, the smoke from the cigarettes and the noise from, the slot machines and the gambling and everything, right? And looking around, just seeing, if there's any people specifically of Asian descent, well dressed, seem like they might be high rollers in this place.
Okay. Yeah, you absolutely know the perfect place to find that. There's the Ultra VIP room, minimum of 2 million buy-in. It's very small.
Yeah.
Probably 10, 15 tables. Anywhere from Baccarat to Hold'em, Lipton Blackjack. But the bets are enormous in here. And there's an enormous Asian clientele in the Bellagio Hotel, as there is in almost every. So finding what your preferred feeding prey is not a problem.
Okay.
She's beautiful. She's got a very, very typical high-powered Asian woman. You know, in a probably a pants. I mean, no, she's in a pantsuit. I love it. And yeah, she's gambling on some roulette.
Okay. I would come up to her and I would sort of slide up near her, but behind her, but not directly behind her. And I would kind of in a low voice say, "Red 7. Trust me."
Then you see a couple of platinum chips slide to Red 7. They're $1 million piece.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll me a just a D10.
All right, I got a 4.
All right. We need to do that again. I want you to pick high or low and then roll your D10. Sorry.
Okay, I'll pick high, and I got a 6.
Okay, so you were right.
Nice. And how does she react when I assume she gets some money there?
She gets doubled up. And she says, "Do you have another suggestion?"
And I think at this point, I would definitely use I don't know if mesmerize or awe. I don't have the book open in front of me, unfortunately.
Aw's more than enough.
Yeah, I would use one of those, and I would be like, "I do, but we would have to exit this room, for what I have in mind would not be appropriate here. But I think you will find it worth your while."
And she looks over her shoulder and goes, "It's the first time I've won in an hour. I think that's a good choice." And she kind of slinks around to you. And what do you do next? This is not for me to decide now. This is your feeding.
All right, cool. Do you is it cool if I just sort of narrate the scene?
Sure.
All right. So I would walk with her, kind of holding first her arm just kind of gently, and then kind of pulling her a little bit closer as we exit the VIP room and actually go out, onto the main floor, because I know that there is a sort of like an executive bathroom nearby. And I'm going to take her into that. And as we're kind of walking through, and she's got her sort of, starstruck, kind of dazed look, I say to her, "What brings you to the Bellagio tonight?" And I don't even listen to her answer. I don't care, because it's just like, just making conversation. She's all like,
right. And she goes on talking about some convention that's there, and that she's, the daughter of blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So she's like some little rich girl.
Yeah, of course. Cool. And then I say, "Well, you come with me, and I will make sure that that's not the last time you win tonight."
Man, she follows along with you. And yeah.
Yeah. And so I'll lead her into the executive bathroom.
What kind of actual feeding is he like? That's what I want to see.
Oh yeah, I'll get there. So I lead her into the executive bathroom, and I think maybe there's like almost like a doorman, or like one of those guys that has like gives out like soap and shampoo, and not shampoo, cologne and whatever. right? This is like the high rollers bathroom. And I kind of like look at him and I just like motion for him to get out.
Yeah, he does.
Yep. And then,
But he, as he's walking away, he's got his hand like behind him.
Yeah.
Like near his butt, expecting you to tip him.
Yeah, and I think nonchalantly he would I wouldn't like give him actual coin or anything, but I would pull out like my smartphone and I would do something, and then his like pocket would buzz, zzz, 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 and he would open his thing and he would look at it and his eyes would get wide as I transferred some coin into his employee account, some cash or whatever.
Yeah,
and
love it.
yeah. And then, I think at this point, like the girl is sort of like, the bathroom or whatever. And, and I'm like, I know this is not the accommodations you were probably expecting, but you seem like someone who might enjoy an alternative experience. Am I right?
I don't know what you mean. Smiles at you.
And do you find that scary, exciting? Maybe both?
I think kind of both.
Good. And I just kind of hold out my hand to her, and I'll like open one of these like enormous, enormous like stalls or whatever, and I'll pull her in there. And then as she follows me in, literally I just close it, and then like I immediately kind of like push her neck and just bite real quick, like no seduction, no nothing, just like I mean, it's like Chinese buffet. We're not going to the high class Asian restaurant. And so I'm just like, and I think I would afterwards, like when I was done feeding, I would specifically make sure that because I don't know how it works mechanically in this system if you're able to like sort of close up the wound or not. Yeah, all right. So I would do that, and then
you used to be able to lick the wound, and
yeah,
it would.
that's what I was picturing, because that's what I remember from the old. Yeah. So
it's still customary. That's the same.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I would that would be the only maybe romantic part of the or sensual part of the whole thing. And then I think as right,
one of the greatest experiences of her life.
Yeah, exactly. And then as we sort of exit the thing, I would say, actually I think I would get on my PDA again, and I would rig one of the like roulette wheels or something in one of the rooms to kind of always come up red, and I would say something along the lines of, return to the room you were in, and I have a feeling you will find that this encounter was not your only lucky encounter of the night, but let me give you some advice. Bet on red. You cannot lose, for red is the color of the heart. And then I would say, now go.
Yeah, she goes off and has a good evening of vetting him again, I'm assuming. So
yeah, and I would imagine that like it might piss off the whether it's the princess or Jason or whatever, because like the house is gonna lose some money tonight, but yeah. I don't care. And I would be standing in front of the mirror, pulling out this handkerchief that's probably like thousands of dollars or something, and just kind of dabbing my face, and then I would turn it over and kind of dab my brow, and I would just sort of look at my pale corpse for a minute, just seeing the sort of the dead eyes and this this whole thing, and like this was just purely I was hungry and I needed to eat, and that was it. And then I kind of straighten my tie a little bit, tug on my jacket, and I go out to talk to that Malkavian and see what we can see what trouble we can get up to.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna amend to that. You just have the rest of your evening, and then we're gonna go to the next day. So, with that, Malkavian, I'm going to say that out of the room walks Riley. She's been told a few things by accused, the princess, and they both involve the same floor. So she shows Sean to a very nice apartment that is built into the Bellagio Hotel that a few people now live in. Yourself and Kiara. And she drops you off there.
They're gonna be
Lets you
roommates.
into the room, so on and so forth. Before.
That'll be awful for you.
I call Todd bunk.
No, you have separate rooms. You're not the same room.
But if they have a bunk bed, they'll have so much room for activities.
It would be fun for them, I'm sure. But that's not the case. So anyways, so yeah. Did Phoenix or Hawk have anything they'd like to do for the rest of this evening? Because we're gonna push forward to the
No, I'm good.
to when Kiara wakes up and we finished her. I mean, continue her saying anything for you there, Hawk.
No, you can go ahead with that.
Okay, so you could just stay in the residence. Hawk's been living there, for, ever since he's been tied to Jason Phoenix, and Riley goes into the room next door, does the blackout needed to make it so that she can be there with her. Fast forward the scene that we just had just a second ago, and we're at the end of that. At the end of that scene, Riley suggests that, Kiara has her first taste of blood. It's in the form of a bag, and it was. What is going on? Anyways, so, and she loved it as anybody does. The blood is now what she'll have for the rest of her life. Well, unlife. She very much enjoyed it, and Riley suggested that we go and have a real meal. And Kiara said that sounds fine. So we opened to the two of them walking out of Kiara's residence. It's now in the evening of the next day, and she's going to have her first bite. So yeah, we'll go down to the floor and find maybe a cute couple. You've been talking about you need a man so bad, a cute one. So I could use to eat. As long as there's a cute girl along with it, it wouldn't bother me. Show you what to do. Maybe not what I do, but what to do. They kind of told not to show you what I do.
Okay. What's that supposed to mean?
Well, we all have a different way of feeding. So I guess you'll find out what yours is.
So,
It's a bit different. Mine's quite sexual. Quite. And she kind of looks at you like dead in the eyes.
okay. Apparently so was Yasmin's.
Well, there's a lot of us that prefer that style of feeding.
So, last time I looked in the mirror, I didn't notice any fangs or anything. So, how is this supposed to work exactly?
Well, when you were just eating or drinking the blood, and you could feel it tasted like the best thing you ever ate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an O. It was an O negative. It's a little coppery for me, but the you think of that. If you think of that, maybe go look in that mirror again. I'll come with you.
She pulls a compact out of her pocket.
Yeah, and you can see Kiara in the mirror,
Okay.
and then you see kind of like a shot of the two of them. And Riley walks up and like puts her head in there, like behind her, like you would like maybe in like a selfie type deal thing.
Mhm.
And what don't you see, Kiara?
I still don't see you.
Yeah, I can't show you how to do this like this. Remember?
Ah, right.
Yes, Riley doesn't have a
Forgot.
reflection. She has one of those traits. So, yeah. So just think about it. And if you need to watch yourself do it, just come on. And, yeah, all you gotta do is concentrate on that and concentrate on thinking that
Okay.
you want to eat and so on and so forth. Then your fangs do come out for the first time.
All right.
They're just sharpened canines. I guess. Well, what do your fangs look like? That's a great idea. The first time you do it.
Hmm.
Is it just one set? Do you have more than one? Everybody would have something different.
Have more than one?
Well, like how some fangs, the second tooth also gets a little bit longer and so on and so forth.
Well, I guess she has one set then.
Okay, cool. So you might not want to walk around like that. It's a little off-putting for mortals.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So we'll go down there, and then we know that you can perform awe. See some of the other things that you do. We'll find them out as you do them. So probably use that and then come back up here. So you two make way for the elevator and ride down to to the casino floor. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. It wasn't hard for Yasmin last night with you. Just the two girls kind of make it like they're tourists a little bit and walk around and do come across a very attractive couple. Both activate awe as vampires do. It's shocking to Kiara how easy it is to talk them into whatever they want to. If she had this the entire time when she was trying to climb the corporate ladder and trying to sell wine to high-powered clients, there would be no issue. It's too easy. So the two of them lure them back to the room that they came from. The blackout material has been taken away because that was the last time you ever see the sun. Well, kind of. Your finger did. And when you guys get back up there, it goes like this. So yes, of course, we're gonna have a great time. Why don't you said you need to use the restroom there, sweetie, and Riley ushers the woman of the group to the bathroom, and whilst she's in there, she kind of turns her attention quickly back over to Kiara and says, "Okay, so it's gonna kind of be like this. It's pretty cute. And he's kind of sitting there on the bed, kind of looking, darting visions back and forth to both Riley and Kiara. And Riley just kind of gives her that little head nod, and Kiara gets the idea that she should probably use maybe a seduction the first time. She doesn't know, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
she's seen what happens in movies and so on and so forth. It's clear to you that Riley's not going to tell you what to do here. But she, and she just kind of sits down on the other bed and takes out her phone and looks like she's text messaging somebody.
Kara looks kind of uncomfortably at her, like, really? You're.
So my suggestion would be that you
exhibitionist for her taste.
You've seen what happens in any type of other media. It's no different. And she says that to you as she's clearly still text messaging to somebody. Seduction might work first. He's saying this all in front of the guy, but he's drunk and in all serious awe of both of the two women. So it's not something that he's really taking in.
So she leaves the room and goes to the kitchen.
Okay.
And opens a bottle of wine that has been stashed there.
Mm-hmm.
And pours glasses for everybody.
Sure.
And I carry in glasses for he and I. And I turn to Riley. There's some wine on the counter for you. And I hand the cutie pie the wine.
What did you pick?
Oh, a really nice Cabernet, older vintage, 2012 or something. Probably something she sourced herself that she was trying to get added to the menu.
Love it.
Just something pleasant. But I could use a glass of wine, so I brought a glass for you as well.
Oh, thanks. This really does seem to be that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas type moment, doesn't it?
Absolutely. How long have you been in Vegas?
Well, we're here for the concrete, seminars and conference I'm in concrete in Arkansas.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Are you staying here in the Bellagio?
Yes, absolutely am. Me and my wife.
You and your wife do this sort of thing often? Or is this one of those, while in Vegas, let's get wild?
Well, no. I mean, we've been dating all the way since high school, and she's got a pretty large appetite, so, but never with two girls. That's kind of cool. And he takes a big gulp of the wine. Kara does the same. And surprisingly, what can you still do there, Kara?
What can I still do?
Yeah, that most vampires cannot. When you take a gulp of this wine.
Oh, right. Yeah. Not only does it taste good, but it not only does it not like become a problem, but it tastes good.
Yeah. Luckily, Kara has not lost her ability to eat food and taste wine. So.
Yeah. And so I think at that point, I sit down kind of close to him and.
He very aggressively tries to kiss you right away.
Oh, he does?
Uh-huh.
Well.
But it's super awkward. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's not smooth. Yeah, he's not very good at this. Got to feel sorry for his wife a little bit.
She kind of pushes him away a little bit. Not enough to like say, not to give a no message, but enough to kind of be like, hey, there's, like wine, these things need to happen in their own time. And but she kisses him back. She returns kiss, and she seduces him a bit. And then
Just do it already.
I imagine she is a net
Let
girl.
me hear Riley
So
say.
she goes for that vein that's back here behind the ear, a little behind the ear, and she feeds.
Yeah,
and it's way easier than she expected it to be.
Yeah, and she just concentrates on the fact that she wants to feed and that she needs her fangs and so on and so forth. And then her first victim, and then, as she said, far easier than she thought. As soon as the fangs seep into the neck, and through the human skin, it's just like sucking on a straw. It's very easy. About 5 seconds in, Riley goes, "You may not want to go too far. If you kill him, his wife is going to freak the fuck out."
She hears the word kill, and she damn near freaks out herself. She kind of, she just kind of shoves him away.
Now he's, again,
like,
it is
very awkwardly.
Yeah, absolutely. It is supreme ecstasy on his face when you push him off. And it does continue to bleed down his neck. So shit. Lick his neck now.
So I do.
And she already learned that she could do that earlier from experimenting with
but
her.
she'd forgotten, of course.
Yeah, with her experimentation of figuring out that she really was what she was told. And the wounds do heal. And he kind of snaps out and goes, "Oh my God. I don't want that to only stay in Vegas." And Riley looks over to you and goes, I'm not interested anymore. Can you just get rid of them? Both of them?
Sure.
We got to go upstairs.
So
you got to meet some people tonight, like now.
I take him by the elbow and I say, "Well, that was lovely. We'll do this again sometime." And
don't forget the wife.
Ushers him toward the door, and she knocks on the bathroom door. Time to go.
Oh, the other one said that you were gonna come and get me. All right. She comes out and she's a little Southern Belle looking woman. She's very cute. All right, well. And she sees her husband near the front door, and he looks like he just got laid. You know what I mean? He's got that I just had sex look on his face.
I think the wine got to him a little bit, but here, and I hand them the other 2 glasses.
Oh.
Enjoy this in your room. It was a pleasure.
Okay.
And I just kind of unceremoniously shut them out the door.
Yeah, and the wife looks saddened that she didn't get to, and you can hear them 2 bickering as they are pushed out of the room. All right, well, what we need to do is go back upstairs. So you're a vampire now. We can go out in anywhere we want now at this time of the day. No more sunlight. Okay? No fire.
Okay.
And she has a Zippo in her pocket and walks real close to you and flicks it on. And it is terrifying. Like, absolutely terrifying. She kind of moves it close to your face and you move away.
I get it.
Okay? and she closes the Zippo, puts it in her pocket. So, yeah, I think you're my pet project. Kind of a thing around these days. We'll head upstairs, and we gotta make a stop first. And she looks at her phone and types something in it, and Tacky, you get a message from, just in your text messaging from it says Riley Run. And you remember that? I don't know. Maybe you don't remember that's the one from last night, but yeah, you get a message that says, "Meet us at the elevator on this floor. It's not negotiable."
I'm sorry, who got that text message?
You did. Sir.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't have a phone.
I know how to do this puzzle.
Oh, well, I assumed everybody. How about you just have a really crappy flip phone?
An Obama phone? Okay.
Yeah, I'm down for it. And yeah, you didn't even know you had this person's phone number.
Shit, I didn't even know I had the phone. I pull it out of my pocket, completely surprised that it's there.
Yeah, I love it. And it says that, meet me at the elevator. And I don't know, does it ring a bell of who Riley, does the name Riley to him?
No.
Okay. But you are still in that room. You're just waking up. It's fully stocked with clothes and, toiletries and everything. There was even the refrigerator has food in it because they don't know how a vampire is. And there's also some blood bags and so on and so forth if you like that type of thing. But yeah, it's fully stocked.
Okay.
Does he shower? Does he do anything for that?
Shower?
Clothes?
What am I, human?
I don't know.
No, but I do stick my head out to see if there are any. No, you know what? I will call up some room service to the room and await the bellhop or whoever to show up.
Yeah, and it takes about 30 minutes, and a young man shows up. He's probably 22, 23.
As he knocks on the door just slowly creaks open. All the lights out in the room. He wanders in, kind of calling out room service, and the door slams shut behind him. A while later, Tacky comes out, wiping his face, clean clothes on, heads to the elevator.
Fantastic. And out there, you two see two women. The one, I don't know. How about you roll a wits and composure to see if you remember anything from last night? If you even recognize these two people. Don't forget about that.
Yeah. Sorry, I got a very angry toddler behind me.
Is that a hunter?
That is very angry hunter.
Are we getting the actual things that make my baby cry moment right now that we've seen so many times in pictures?
He's having a rough night.
Too bad.
Okay. What is the score I'm trying to beat?
Well, just let me know what you got. I'm not telling you this one. I think when it comes to Tacky's mental health, if I have you do things, I'm not going to tell you what these scores are ever.
Did you get my scores?
No. Where'd you put them?
Oh, I said them. I have a 9, a 8, 2 6s, and 2 1s.
9, 8, 2 6s, and 2 1s. Huh? The ones aren't on your blood die, are they?
Funny you should say that. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. How nice. First roll ever, and he rolls a bestial failure. How lovely.
Oh, good.
So, how lucky for you, sir. So you remember how lovely that young man just tasted, and you have the 100% urge to drink all the rest of what's ever left of him in there. So you need to turn around and go back and somehow explain to Riley and Kiara that you need to be back in a second.
Yeah, I won't even bother trying to explain. I will just turn around and walk back.
Mr. Pataki.
No acknowledge.
He doesn't acknowledge Riley talking to her. I'm assuming.
Where's he going? What's that all about?
I don't know. Mr. Tacky. And I'm assuming Tacky just keeps walking back into his room.
Yep.
Yeah. So Riley turns to Kiara and goes, oh my god. So there's all kinds of different types of vampires. Or kindred, as we were talking about. And what's called a gangrel. Kind of more aggressive, more. You'll get all kinds of information on this. More aggressive-ish. You're what's called a Tremere, from what I understand. That's what Yasmin is. That gentleman is the crazy ones, kind of, and they're called Malkavian. They usually have a lot of worth, though. Good at a lot of things. So the fact that he just walked off and didn't answer us, that might happen to us a lot with him.
Good to know, I suppose.
So yeah, you go back in there. I want you to roll a willpower check to see if you kill this cat. So just roll dice equal to your willpower, and
he's dead.
You're gonna have to hit 5.
Mr. Storyteller, he's dead.
Oh, you just chomped him. You're not even gonna do it.
Yeah, he's
all right.
dead.
You need to take 1 stain to your willpower. Those kind of are like aggro damage type deal thing. But it's to your willpower. So you're basically down 1 willpower.
He loses a humanity, doesn't he?
Yes, but also you beat me to that. And what is your humanity score right now?
It is a 6.
All right, I am going to have you take a very similar thing, because you can do that with humanity as well in this version. You're going to take a stain against that. If you have another episode here in the next day or so, you'll probably lose a humanity, but your humanity is very much feigning right now, and you very much want to, today for some reason, instead of just watching the person that you have for the last couple days, you feel like you want to talk to her now.
Where would I mark that on my sheet? I see where willpower is and all that, but
so humanity should be right there in the same little section where willpower is.
Yeah, no, I've got my scores. I mean, I can take one off of humanity for sure, but you said stain my willpower.
So basically, if we were playing with paper, you would just put a slash through it or something like that, to show that you're stained. And like I said, it's kind of treated like aggro damage, and it does take a little bit of time for that to heal. But as far as the willpower ones, you can get those back. It's again with the humanity, I'm going to play it kind of like that, but if you don't do anything again, you'll get that. You won't lose that humanity.
Okay. I'm
Because
just
if
gonna
you do this
write it.
again, like probably a little bit later down the road, you would have lost that humanity just straight off. But I don't want you to do that so quickly.
Okay. I mean,
So we're gonna kind of give you strike 2, seeing that strike 1 per se. No, strike 2. I like that best. And because it was your first roll and such.
I'm good with it.
That you got your get out of jail free card with this. So
Very good.
Yeah, so you come back out, I'm assuming, and are you ready now? As soon as your door opens.
They don't see me come back out of the room.
Oh, do you want to see presents or something?
No, they're waiting
Whoa. Oh, that's
and waiting.
Does it sound weird for anybody else, or is it just me?
Yeah, I didn't hear half of that.
Yeah, my internet is crapping out. Okay, what I was saying is, they wait outside the room, and they wait, and they wait, and there's no tacky.
All right, so after about 20 minutes, you get another message on that phone. What? Oh, wait, are you coming? There's 3 dots at the end.
Yeah, still no answer.
All right, she goes over and knocks on the door.
When she opens it,
she doesn't open it yet. She knocks on it first.
Yeah, there's no answer.
Response. All right, yeah. So she sends a text message on her phone. And Jason receives a text message. Says I need the door that we put tacky in to be opened, please.
Why are we having problems?
Well, he came out for about a minute, and after we having problems, she calls him directly. So we were waiting here to come upstairs, and he went back in his room, and hasn't come back out. And I've knocked on the door, called him. I gave him a burner phone last night, slipped in his pocket.
So is the door locked?
I don't have like the God key like you do, Jason.
Oh. I just reach over and like punch something on my computer. Like, Eva, open the door.
Yeah, and downstairs, one floor. Oh no, 2 floors. The door, does that noise and it opens, turns green. The lights that were red before, and yeah, she opens the door. What happens then at that point, Mr. Taggy?
As she opens the door, the lights are out. She would reach over, turning the lights on, and be greeted by a horrific sight. The bellhop is splayed out over the room service table, his intestines hanging to the floor. On the wall, painted in his blood, is the following: "The cord of blood hath left out under the great promise. Crane upon tiger, the shattered midnight breaks upon the mountain. Promise unfulfilled hath laid in waiting. Heed the call. Seek not the holy sands behind the shrieking winds."
She's still on the phone to Jason when she walks in. Oh fuck.
That's not exactly what I want to hear right now.
We had a mini Strath Allen, Jason.
Oh, wonderful. Fantastic.
Says some crazy shit in the wall. And it's clearly one of the bellhops. And there's his entrails and now his extrails.
Wonderful. All right. Do whatever it takes. I want him in custody yesterday.
Am I to
Full force is authorized.
Oh, wonderful.
I want him in custody immediately.
Okay, boss.
I think at this point, Jason's phone would start beep beep meep 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 meep, and it would be a text message from me, basically saying, "The Malkavian is my problem. I'll deal with him."
I just reply back, your Malkavian just made a major Camarilla violation, making him my problem.
And I said, "Well, let me handle it. You don't need to deal with this right now."
You just get a reply back, get it under control.
And then the reply back you would get would be, "You got it. Call off the dogs."
Riley gets a text message a moment later saying, "Stand down. Bring the infant to my office."
She does that exactly. She in the room. Is Tacky's in there, right?
Not in sight.
Not in sight. Okay. Well, I wouldn't leave. Hey, Jason, we can knock this room down, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And I want cleaners in there as soon as possible.
Absolutely. I'll get that set up when we get upstairs.
You would hear some muttering from the apartment over. You said this is like 3 suites, right?
No, it's so there's 2 suites on each side. 4 suites total. 2 on one side, 2 on the other, basically. And an elevator in the middle. So you're on the one on the left, and as you're looking at.
Okay. Okay. Then I had pictured that in my head wrong. I thought this was like a center room.
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, in the back there would be the bathroom door closed, light off, and some muttering going on behind it.
Sure. And Riley turns around and looks at Kiara and goes, we're just gonna leave. Somebody else is gonna come take care of this." And kind of goes, "Let's go. We gotta go upstairs."
I didn't think I went in the room with you.
Normal. Don't worry about it. But hey, welcome to vampirism.
Corey, quick question about the soaring leap ability.
Yeah.
Does that allow me to jump up really high, or is it more of a vertical? I mean, more of like a long jump, like a horizontal jump.
You can go both directions.
Okay.
So you could jump really high, but you could also jump, really far, and it's what, like 10 feet. I mean, you can't go real far.
Right.
But
how high up is this suite that he's on?
He's on what you know as the 3rd to top floor. So there's there's the top floor that is Jason Phoenix's residence. Then there's this floor, and then below this floor would be where the executive suites for the regular patrons.
All right. So I think that like probably a few minutes later, Tacky would get another message on the phone saying, and I don't know if you'd read it or not, but the message would say, "I'm here. I'm going to knock on the door. Let me in." And then you hear a knock, knock, knock.
You two would hear the voice behind the door. Part of it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Part of it is. Yeah, he's upset. Part of it is low and muttering. Then every now and then I would scream out something that would sound like I am speaking over a military radio, barking something to someone superior.
Okay, but would not open the door?
No.
Okay. Then
you would have a key to be able to open it up.
yeah. I would absolutely unlock the door, open it, and then I would you would hear this voice. Techie, are you in here? What is going on? And I would be kind of looking around at the scene, and I would shut the door behind me. The women, they did not enter your room, did they?
The winds. The winds. The winds.
And I would go over to him wherever he is. I would follow the voice and try to like kind of see what is happening, what he's actually doing.
Yeah. When you open the bathroom door, Tacky would be knelt down, hugging his knees. He had a button-up shirt on. The sleeves are rolled up above his elbow now. His forearms, both of them, all the way down to his fingertips, are covered in gore, as well as his hair. It looks like he had tried to rub his hands backwards behind his head, and he is rocking back and forth, speaking a bunch of gibberish.
Okay. And so seeing this, I think I would, quickly just right over to, like, standing right in front of you, and I would grab your head and try to make it, and hopefully, I can do this without, too much violence, but I would grab your head and try to look right into your eyes, and I would say, "You are safe now. It will be okay."
And you would see his eye kind of focus in on your face. Tacky's face would loosen up a little bit and would put on a really shit-eating grin and just, woo! Oh, yeah. Wait, what are you doing here?
Be like, well, I've been assigned to be your babysitter, so that's what I'm doing. Looks like you had quite a bit of fun last night. What happened here? Do you remember?
Yeah, the cobwebs. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What fun. Where are we?
And I would sort of motion around the room, and say, well, maybe it was not fun, after all.
And as we walk out to the room, and I catch full sight of the ultra violence that happened, I would kind of shrink into a panic almost. I'm like, no, not again.
And I would sort of grab you and I'd be like, Techie, I told you, it is okay. I am here. What do you mean not again?
This follows me around everywhere I go, everyone I see ends up like this. Someone's following me. I know it. I hear them. This wasn't me. This wasn't me.
How many times has this happened to you, Tacky?
I would kind of count on my fingers, flicking all four up, and each time I do, little droplets of blood would fly onto the carpet. 7, yeah, 7 times. 7 sins, 7 times. 7 virtues.
And this, and I kind of again motion to the scene. This is number 7.
I'm sorry, I broke up there. What?
Oh, I said, and this is number 7 as I motion around the room.
And he would shake his head, yes, in acknowledgement.
All right. And then I say, "Don't worry, Tacky. This is a minor problem. We will clean this up. But has this happened to anyone you cared about? Have you done this to anyone that you knew?"
No, no one cares.
And I say, "I know this isn't delicate, but there's a woman that you've been following, a Miss Turner. Is she involved in this?"
I would get within a millimeter of your nose, eyes wide, the beast just barely being contained, shaking, and would whisper, "Say that name again."
And is this like a like, in fury, like say like a threatening, say that name again?
Very much so.
Okay. I would step back just a pace, and I would say, I wouldn't say the name again, but I would say, "If this woman is in need of help or in danger, I am here to help you. You can trust me."
I would bust out laughing at that,
Okay.
and I would almost, I would fall into a fit of laughter, and bend down, holding my gut, laughing. And as I stop, I rub my face, standing back up, and look to you and say, "I think he wants to see us." You would figure that I'm talking about Jason.
Yeah. And I would look at your clothes and the state that you're in, and I would say, "Yeah, I suspect he does, but you are in no condition to see the Baron right now. You need to get cleaned up. We need to take care of this. Do you have any other clothes?"
Yeah, there's tons of them.
Yeah, we could spend the next couple hours cleaning our.
Oh no, we're not cleaning. No way. Simon's not cleaning anything up. I got people for that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Clean myself up, and we would head up to the Baron's office.
Absolutely. And like as that's happening, I would be calling in like a team of people to come in and just kind of clean it all up. And
Mr. Wolf.
Yeah. And as we're heading up to Jason's office, I would lean over to Tacky and I would say, "You must be very careful around Jason Phoenix. You cannot trust him. He's new to his power. He enjoys it, although he doesn't let on. But he's not fit for his role. Don't tell him anything."
Careful is the mouth that wears the rusted badge.
And I have no idea what that means, but I just sort of take that. Yeah.
Stop. That's where we're gonna take our break.
Alrighty.
That's too perfect. All right, we'll take like 5 minutes, maybe 10. Be right back.
Sounds good. All right. Back in the action.
All right, so we come back to a shot of Jason's office, and it's got himself and his new pet project himself. Actually, I know the name of this episode is now called Pet Project.
All right. And depending on how it goes, it may be Pet Cemetery. We'll see.
Yeah, we never know.
Yep.
So,
All right.
Here we go.
Jason is obviously already perturbed, to say the least, agitated. One might say upset. He's smoking a cigarette. He's just looks over at Hawk and he's like, I've got you on top of all of this.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that I really need you to break your little feeding habit and fast, because I don't have time to fix you.
Who said it needed fixing? You just show me the target and I'll take care of it.
Okay, well, your feeding targets are not vampires anymore. That's not going to work. When was the last time you fed?
Well, you know the last time we fed.
A day and a half ago.
Okay, we'll fucking sort that out later. Sit tight. I don't even know what's going on yet. I've got too many things up in the air. And I'm just looking over files and waiting for Riley and now this other fucking project to come along.
Yeah, and I think at that moment you would hear the knock on the door.
Yeah, and it's gonna be all everybody's there at once.
So the two groups running to each other outside.
The two groups ran around each other at the. Well, here, why don't we do that? Nobody's seen that besides Jason or Hawk. We should do the foyer.
What?
What it looks like when you go to the other floor.
Oh yeah, because I am in my business office at this point.
Yes. So the two groups meet in the elevator. And the reason they meet in the elevator is that only one person has the key out of this group. Well, no, only two people, but they get there at the same time. But Riley, for the first time with Kiara seeing this, takes a key and doesn't even look like there's a keyhole there, but turns it in and turns the key to the right. The elevator goes up one more floor. And when it opens up, it's into a totally dark room. It's black. If it's not black, it's at least the darkest brown you've ever seen. Like black wood, maybe. And very well appointed. Looks Victorian like the rest of the hotel. But you're certainly a floor above anything that you knew of before. You see a scanner like there was at Jason's apartment last night, if you remember, and you were ushered towards that. Everybody goes through the scanner. As soon as you go through the scanner, there's a door that opens up, and it's absolutely the whitest room you've ever seen in your whole life.
How pretentious.
Ever that you've ever seen. First time I did that, Jason, it was the funniest thing that I've done in gaming in a long time.
Jason hates that room.
Oh, it's so much. But it looks like sunshine. It's kind of soothing, kind of. but the fact that Jason doesn't like the contrast. So you come down that hallway, and there's a few different offices as you go down. But the last one, before the office on the end, is Jason Phoenix's office. And Riley leads the whole party there. And yeah, they knock on the door.
Like, yeah, it's open. Come in. And I see the whole crew come in.
Yeah. Hi.
It's like, oh, fuck me.
Look what I found.
Oh, man. This is such a headache to start my day. I would offer you
I'm
all...
sure we can come back later.
Oh, no. This needs to get handled sooner rather than later. I would offer you all a place.
Riley.
I would offer you all a place to sit, but I'm not used to having so many people in my office all at once.
And then you get a message on your computer from Victoria.
What's it say?
I
like pause mid speech and look away at my screen.
Yeah. You can use this office if you need for the amount of people you have. You just had like 6 people in your room, don't you?
I'm just like, yeah, I'll make it work. The headache doesn't change just because I'm in a bigger room. Okay.
She's asking. I don't think that's a question. This is a message back.
All right, everybody. We're going upstairs. Everybody get the fuck out.
All right. So, yeah, everybody gets up and leaves out of the room. And there's a office at the end, a door at the end. And there's a facial scanner. And Riley walks up to the scanner and puts her face up to it. It says her name. Ting, Riley Ruin. Door unlocks. That's her in. Everybody else has to go through the facial scanner.
Yep. Been here, done this.
All right. Jason does it. Everybody else walk up to the facial scanner before you go into the office.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kiara?
Kiara kind of hesitates because she doesn't see how her face would be recognized.
And I think I would maybe hold back at this point, because I'm also.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sam.
Oh, I was gonna say because I'm interested to see how Tacky's gonna respond to this whole thing, but seeing Kiara hesitate, I would go up to her and I would say, "Don't worry, this is standard protocol for this type of organization. Your face will be recognized. Just go ahead."
Oh, okay. Thanks. And so I go ahead.
Yeah,
and
it's
mimic
just
what
like
I'm
looking
seeing.
at the screen. And it says Kiara Menotti. And then, and that's it. Everybody, what about the Taxter?
I would definitely nudge the Taxter along, Tacky being like, "It's okay. We must find out what Jason wants, and presumably the princess."
Tacky is very compliant right now. Not saying much. I'll put my face on the scanner and do as I'm told.
Says Sean Pataki and that's you. And so everybody's, and I know Simon does it. It's done a million times.
Yeah.
So And you walk in, and it's a very old-timey brown woods, beautiful office. Looks like it's maybe been here for a million years or so. And when you come in, there's a young woman, killer vampire, off to the right. For those who don't know who this is, it's Victoria. Some of us know who this is. Hint, wink, wink. And then over across the way, you all know who the princess is. So yeah, she's at a desk along the way, and there's a lot of seating and area to sit for everybody comfortably. Continue, Mr. King.
I
He says.
walk over, slump myself down into a seat while I'm waiting for everyone to gather up. I like go and pull out a cigarette and go to light it up, and then I'm just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Let's tuck it all back in my pocket.
I got a quick question. Where's Victoria sitting at?
She sits at a desk off to the side.
Hawk is gonna walk up to a chair. He's gonna grab it, turn it around, and sit right in front of her and just stare at her. See what happens.
What's your problem?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? And she just kind of looks away from you.
He probably just like grin at her, and he would turn the seat around and look at everybody else.
At this point, I'm like, Hawk, leave her alone. Get over here.
Fine. And he would drag the chair slowly, making sure it like makes a lot of noise all the way over there.
Oh, you are really making me regret my decisions.
And I would not sit, but I think that would be pretty normal. Like I don't generally sit in these situations unless I'm specifically ordered to.
Okay.
Is there an area in this office that the wall kind of corners, not the far corner, but maybe like a bookshelf or something that I could lean my back against and sit?
There's an area kind of behind the office. Yeah, that you could do that. Yeah, I mean behind the desk. So your vantage point is looking towards accused's vantage point as well.
That's where I'll be.
Yeah.
Kiara kind of looks around at all this
There's
pretty odd
Riley has
behavior.
sat down at a couch for two. There's a couch that can fit two people, and Riley has sat down there.
Okay.
Just to let you know.
So Kiara looks around at all the kind of odd behavior from these odd people, and yeah, she sits down next to Riley.
I just look at the princess
proper,
after a
like.
second. I look at the princess. I'm like, so why these people? You have very specific things that you want me to fulfill. Why these people?
Why not these people? Why? Who would you have chose?
I don't know. I've been in town for all of 3-4 days now.
Like 5.
Okay. Well, let's cut to the quick things then. The reason I am here is because the person who used to have my job got left out for the dawn. The first order of business for us is to figure out who and why. You guys are going to be the people to help me do that. Not by choice All of you have sort of landed in my lap. But we're going to make the best out of this, or at least some attempt to. I look at Hawk. I'm like, can you please just try not to piss people off everywhere you go? Can we start with that?
I'll
No
do my
eating.
best.
No eating vampires. Maybe don't antagonize people so much.
Well, as long as you keep your dog on a leash, I'll be a good boy.
I look at Kiara. I'm like, you are having a really rough 24 hours, I'm sure. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to have all the answers for you, but you'll figure shit out as you go. Just stay away from the sun. I don't know what else to tell you. I look at Tacky. I'm like, you've been here for 3 days and you were real good. And then you went and fucked that up real solid. Now you're lucky that Simon here has you under his wing. So we're going to let this one go, and I'm going to let him deal with it how he sees fit. But if you keep doing shit like that, it's going to go really poorly for you. I promise you that. I look at Simon, I'm like, Simon, I know you got this wild hair up your ass that I got your job. I didn't particularly want it, but I wasn't left with a whole lot of choices. Sometimes when an offer is made, you know in the world of business, you just have to take it. So maybe instead of trying to fight me constantly, we work together for a mutual benefit and everybody's happy. Whether I kind of look at the group collectively, I'm like, whether you guys like it or not, we're all kind of stuck in this shit together now. So let's try and make this work. I know we've all got our own bullshit that we're dealing with, and we've got time and place for all of it. Let's try and find some form of cohesion here amongst ourselves. Can we do that? He kind of looks around.
And
Tacky would,
oh, go ahead.
Tacky would under his breath go, hooah.
And yeah, I would respond. Of course, Jason. You are the Baron. You are in charge.
Okay. So I kind of look between the princess and Riley, and to a lesser extent Simon. Like, do we have any leads whatsoever on who took out the last Baron?
Well, I think that other likely suspects would be there. The Anarchs. They have a strong presence here in the Nevada area. As you can imagine.
Have there been major problems with them recently? That's a pretty fucking bold move to make out of nowhere.
Yes. They've been quiet. A little too quiet. And the Savat, well, there's some in California but I don't know. No, there's no leads. But we do have people. There's a few. We'll have Eva give you some information here soon. Why don't you I don't know, Jason. It's not my job. So no.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just waiting for you to finish. You seemed like you had something.
No. I think it's your job now. You take your band of misfits and have fun.
Fantastic. Okay. Simon, where are we at with cleaning up Taki's mess?
It is being taken care of. I have a crew on it right now. It should not be a problem.
All right. Riley, did you and Hawk go check out the site up on the roof?
We were up there for like 2 seconds there, Jason, and then he pissed me off when I came back downstairs.
Awesome.
So we could go up there.
Yeah, why don't you two go up there and take a look? I'm going to go back to my office.
Hughes pipes in and goes, "Why didn't all of you go see what happened up there?"
Sure, I can smoke out there just fine. And just kind of hike myself up out of my chair and just start walking off towards the stairs.
Yeah, and
I think I would follow immediately after Jason to try to catch up to him. Jason, would you be in the same offices that the previous Baron would have been in? Would you imagine? No. My
office, the office I have has been custom designed for me.
Okay.
Whether or not that was the same office, the same room as the former Baron, I don't know.
Okay.
that it is though, Simon.
All right. So, regardless, I would kind of go up to Simon. I assume that he's to Jason. Assuming he's kind of a few paces ahead, and I would say something along the lines of, Jason, you and I know the power of technology. Why are we doing grunt work like this? Why don't we use technology? Surely the old Baron's office must have had security cameras of some kind, some sort of monitoring. Perhaps we can search the cameras, find something, find any leads.
Sure, but our surveillance can't necessarily pick up tangible things, smells, lingering little bits of scrap. Our surveillance can certainly give us a view of what occurred, but you know as well as I that it's very easy for vampires to obscure themselves on camera if that were the case. I'm not discrediting that evidence, and I'm certainly planning on sitting down and reviewing it. I hope you can help me get all that assembled later on. But I still think it's important for us to actually physically witness the site and examine it directly.
Mm-hmm. And I would say, of course. And then I would my voice would get a little bit lower, and I would say, but do you think that you need to be there? And then I would kind of look at him like, she made you look a bit of a fool in front of this crew, did she not? Ordering you about like that?
When you take up a position of barony, you have to understand that everybody still answers to somebody. It just so happens she's who I answer to, and to her credit, she does give me my leniency and leeway. So we take it in stride. It's in a good working relationship.
That is wise. Very well. Of course, I will help you with this, and then we'll compile the data that we need to see if any of the electronic surveillance in this place will turn anything up.
I think that's a good idea. When we get up onto the roof, first thing I do is I light up my cigarette as I start looking around.
Yeah, so you guys are able to get access to the roof, and it is exactly as it looks like. If you've seen the hotel before, it's all domed in the middle, and in the middle of where there's like the domed area, that's where they're staked right near the top. And there's the two stakes are still there on the ground. and some ashes and such near site.
And I'm immediately looking around for like security cameras or any kind of like potential surveillance equipment on neighboring buildings, or even just like hotels that would look down onto the roof of this building. I don't know if there are any, but my mind always goes to kind of the electronic. I heard what Jason said earlier, but I'm not at all thinking about the smells and the sights and all that. That's for other people to decide. So I don't know if I'd see any of that.
Is there any kind of other clues, scraps of cloth, anything left behind?
Yeah.
Is there a burn mark?
Yeah, there's both of those type of things. There's all of the clothes are still because they staked them through their clothes and were chained to it, so all their clothes are still left on the stakes for two bodies. Yeah, you guys could definitely go check that out.
And you said this incident took place about 4 days ago. Is that right?
No, this incident took place about 14 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Is there any kind of particular markings on the stakes or anything like that?
No, they're well made. And again, a darker like mahogany wood. And then metal bottoms. But no, they're just staked right into the ground.
Can I take a look to see if I see something out of the ordinary? Maybe like some footprints on the ash or anything like that?
Why doesn't everybody give me a intelligence and investigation roll? Everybody can do that.
Question: can I use blood to like up my dice roll, like potency or whatever?
Yes, I guess.
We always have to have a blood dice in the pool, right?
Yes. And everybody woke up today, and everybody has one blood dice today. It's fine.
So I got an 8 and a 7, and my blood dice was a 1.
Oh, how good for you again!
Joy.
Wow,
I got 4 successes.
that's good for good old you. I'm gonna say that you start rummaging around over in the clothes and such, and you find general identification things. It is certainly was the ex-Baron. It looks like nobody has come up here at all. Because accused got put into office here and then had to do everything of getting her administration caught up to, and it's her job to do that. So you guys are truly the first ones up here. Yeah, you find the normal identification of the two men that it would be. It would have been Benthic was the name of the old Baron, and his sheriff, because they were old school, so he was called the sheriff. Was a Nosferatu. And yeah, so there's 2 piles of corpses, and it shows both of their identification. It has key cards. You guys definitely check those out. See if there's had any access to anything different. You find a book and looks like gibberish to everybody but one person in this group.
Let me guess.
Yeah.
So it's just a book full of nonsense.
Uh-huh. But Tacky kind of doesn't think it's so nonsensical.
Nonsense is my scientific specialty.
Yes. And that came from the Nosferatu side. And as you look at it for a moment, you start to realize these are all the secrets that this Nosferatu knew. And it makes sense to you.
What would I be able to relay to everybody? Like,
what I'm granting actually is that you have the knowledge of everything that you didn't know before, and all of the things that had happened during his life, pretty much. So, you have all the knowledge of everything of the old Baron, and and so on and so forth. So you could you have a contact in here that kind of glares at you, and it's in the MGM hotel in the daylight room, which is inside the MGM hotel, and it looks like daylight. It's actually kind of a haven for vampires because it's the only place that you can really get that feeling anymore and not die. And it's a person named Zeke. That's all it says. So you can do with that what you want there, Mr. Tacky. Zeke at the daylight room.
that's Zeke is the Nosferatu.
It's a contact that this Nosferatu had.
All right. Yeah, I would relay as much of that information as I could to Jason and Simon.
Yeah. So that's the
What was
thing.
the name again?
Guy's name is Zeke. It seems like, and it's at the daylight room in the MGM Grand.
Zeke. All right. What was the name of the guy, the Nosferatu that I talked to?
Oh man, I didn't write that down.
Not the same guy, though. Not the same
guy.
name. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, nothing else of use. Nobody else found anything of use up here.
No. For some reason, you're kind of compelled to take the scene apart. There's no reason for it to just be up here.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Yeah.
So the
Oh, yeah.
bodies were
What?
the
Sorry.
bodies were just left up there. They had to get away somehow. So is there any marks in the buildings, like anybody climbed the building or anything like that?
With you got 4 successes, so not really. You do see what look like footprints that came in and then came out, but there's nothing besides that.
So it doesn't show if they like maybe leaped off like a certain side of the building or anything.
No, you certainly see that there were disturbance footprints from each direction before you guys were here, but nothing. They didn't take any. They just walked, the same path you guys did.
And would I be able to tell like how many tracks and what size like feet?
There are. It seems to be maybe 2, maybe 3 people. One person certainly is larger, and then there's 2 sets that are smaller.
Okay, so I would imagine like I would have a notepad and he would start writing it down and just give it to Jason and be like, "This is all I can see, really."
He gives him a note. I love this.
I just like look at it for a second. I'm like, you could have just told me this.
I would blurt out, check yes or no.
I think with that, like he would be pissed and he would do like a little growl and he would just grab the notepad and just toss it out. Be like, "Fuck this."
Okay. Well, let's head back inside.
Yeah.
I'll go back to my office.
Should we clean this
So
whole
when
thing
you
up?
So yeah, you guys all reconvene back down in accuser's office, and that footage that you're looking for is available to you.
Oh, fantastic.
By the time you get back down there.
Yeah, I would absolutely review that footage if I could.
Yeah, and everybody's can be there to see it.
What do we got?
Well, I mean, I would definitely show it to Jason. I don't know that I would show it to everyone else right away. I'd probably be playing it on the smartphone.
Okay, so you see nothing for about just the there's far too much video in the front. That's just nothing. The scene is as you would expect to see it. And then about 8 minutes in, you see the Baron and this man and nothing else. And they're pushed out there. You see the stakes. You see that they were torpored, meaning they're the stake to their heart. And you see the stakes put into the ground, but you never see anything that is happening or any of the people. These are clearly vampires now from seeing the video, or somebody that can make themselves invisible, and that's all you get from the.
Does it seem as though like that obfuscation, like the power, would probably be in play here? Does that seem to make the most sense, or does it seem like it might be a mechanical thing that we're not, like, they cut into the footage? Is that possible to ascertain?
You can looking at this by yourself.
Use of obfuscate in video footage will normally leave a very faint shimmer. If you analyze the frames during the time that it's occurring, we may be able to see something.
I think that is a good idea. I will get on that.
All right, let's do intelligence technology.
All right. Well, let's see. I got 3 in each of those.
Yeah, and you have 2 blood dice now because you did a stupid one.
Oh, I have 2 blood dice, you said? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, technology 3, intelligence 3.
Oh, who else rolled? Somebody else rolled a one tonight. Taggy did. You got an extra blood die too now.
Ooh, I got another one on a blood die. All
Yay.
right. So
Yay.
it's so
Blood die,
6
brother.
7s and 8s are successes, right? Well, 6 through 10.
Yes.
Okay. So then in
No,
that,
I'm sorry, that's hunger, not blood. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. So your hunger goes up by 1, so you get another blood die, basically.
who are you talking to?
You 2 that got the 1. It actually
Oh,
goes to
okay.
hunger. That's how you get the second blood die. I'm sorry for.
Oh, okay. So I just got another one. So another one on the blood die. So do I get another?
You
blood
just
die
got
then?
another one on a blood die?
Yeah.
You're the most unlucky person I've ever seen in the fucking world.
All right. I mean, okay.
It's.
I mean, I got 3 successes. If a 6 counts
Yeah.
as a success.
Yeah.
But I got
So
a 1 on the blood.
So you're successful at analyzing the video, but you get nothing. And then Riley pipes up and says, "I could, if I went out there and did this, you wouldn't see me either." And she turns on her camera and does a selfie thing and kind of turns to you guys, and you can see she doesn't show up on her camera or phone.
Well, we don't get any identification out of this, but we do still get something. Whoever did this, obviously this was orchestrated well enough that they had the forethought to make sure that the people that they sent to do the job would not show up on camera. So we're dealing with a group with some significant level of organization, to say the least. I don't think we're going to get much else out of that footage.
I agree.
I don't think that's by accident, Riley would say. So, Kiara, Riley says, do you follow with what's going on here?
Somewhat. It appears I take it there's been some sort of murder and you're investigating it?
Yes. Those 2 stakes that we saw upstairs are from the previous Baron and Prince of Nevada. So
I see.
Yes, the princess that you know is first off the first of her kind, and only been around about 2 weeks.
So how can I be useful here?
I don't know. And she just looks at Jason and shrugs. Zeke?
Yeah, we need to gather some information on him before I just go traipsing over there.
So, Alexa, can you give me everything you know on this Zeke character? Riley calls out. And to those who don't know what that means, it actually becomes kind of a mechanic in this game, and a thing that a few of the characters have. Jason Phoenix, along with Simon, and also Riley, have kind of a Alexa type deal thing that gives them infinite information, basically. Like super Wikipedia.
It's basically a voice AI that exists in the system.
Yeah. And it asks for all the information on this Zeke character. And I think that's where we're gonna kind of take the end to this. This isn't a bad ending, right? Now this will leave it open so we have a lot of things to work together on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, this
I
gives
didn't
us
pigeonhole us this time,
gives
right?
us plenty of places to work from.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Awesome. Yeah, Corey, you look like you're not going to make it much longer.
No, it's not that. Yeah. That's about as far as I had. That's the only reason why. I need to establish what some of your contacts are going to be now. So that just gives me 2 weeks. It'll be fun. Yay!
Excellent.
Fun.
Cool.
Some of us don't like to roll ones on our blood die.
Yeah. I thought that's what you were supposed to do. So
yeah. Now you have a hunger of 3.
Okay. Yeah.
We've made the game interesting.
Yeah. I don't mind.
So yeah. I am very interested in finding out how you take care of that hunger today. You can do that over the next 2 weeks. For those who may ever watch this, we do have a Discord that we will be talking to each other in the next 2 weeks on. Last week, because of where I left it, we weren't able to do that at all, and my group was very upset with me. I didn't do that this week, I hope. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm going to send it back over to Sam to get us out of here, and thanks, everybody.
Cool. Thank you, Corey. Yeah, this, was part 2 of the Vegas story, titled Pet Project, and we will hopefully be bringing session 3 in a couple of weeks here. Eventually, these will all be up in a playlist, and you'll be able to watch them all, and it should be a good time. So, do the whole YouTube thing, like, subscribe, comment, share, that whole thing, and till next time.